Hey everybody, it's Chris Chong. It's 6 in the morning right now, so I'm going to be talking a little bit quiet. But I am 7 days into my New Year's goal challenge of waking up at 5 a.m. every day. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how I got a bunch of rental properties. So I started out by first figuring out how to save $2,000 to $3,000 per month, and I actually had to change jobs in order to do that. I was doing a lot of web design and internet marketing as a side business and working at another company, and I ended up needing to shift all of my focus onto the internet marketing business because it just made more money. So in order to do that, I ended up going to work for a different employer that was full-time internet marketing. So that's how I got my start on that. And once I was able to save $2,000 to $3,000 per month, I used that money to buy my first house. And we bought a very basic small house and lived in it for about 5 years. And the key there is you got to live in the house for several years because rents go up 3 to 5% every year. So after 5 years, rents will have gone up 25% from where they previously were. So I believe at the time you could rent a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for about $1,200 a month, maybe $1,300 a month. Remember, this is back in like 2009, I think, when we got started. And over the years, rent went up to, so we bought this house and the mortgage was like $1,200 a month. And over the 5 years, the rents kept going up like they do. And one day I realized, we could rent this house out for $500 more than what we're paying. So we did. So we just bought another house, moved into it, and rented out the one that we were in. And the interesting thing there was that even though the price of the second house was slightly more, the first house was like $200, the second house was like $240. Because we were making an extra $500 a month off the first house, that actually lowered our net living cost. So whereas before I was paying, let's just say $1,200 a month, now I'm paying $1,200 plus $1,400, but I'm getting the rent fully covered on the first house and making $500. So my net living cost actually comes down to like $800 and $900 a month. Or sorry, net living cost isn't the right word, but let's just call my housing cost. So I just kept doing that over and over and over and over again. And it's a relatively simple way to do it. It does require a little bit of work because you're going to be moving every 2 to 3 years. But that's how I got 5 rental properties before I was 33. And it's been great. We're at a level now where the profit from our rentals more than covers our housing costs, and it also pays for our health insurance. So that's what enables my wife to be a stay-at-home mom, and we really love it. I'd highly recommend this strategy for anyone, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It will take some time. I've been doing it for 15 years now, and that just has to do with me getting started very young. But it doesn't matter if you're young or old, you can do this. The other thing I'll mention is the best rental houses are rental houses that are slightly better than the surrounding apartments. So if you see a lot of apartments that are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartments with no yard, obviously no garage, you should be, and 1,000 square feet, you should be shooting for 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses that are maybe slightly larger, 1,200-ish square feet, and with a garage and a nice yard, because that's what people want. If you're living in an apartment, it's a real pain in the butt to live in an apartment. I've done it a couple times, and you typically don't have a garage, so you can't store anything. You don't have your own yard, so you can't go out and hang out. Those are the things that renters want. They want to get out of that small little apartment into something where they can have a little bit more space and enjoy their life So that's the kind of housing you want to provide as a real estate investor, or that's a kind of housing I like to provide as a real estate investor. There's all types and flavors, but I found that single family rentals are the best for me because they're relatively easy to get into, and you don't compete against the apartments. So like if you're buying duplexes or smaller apartment buildings like fourplexes, you're going to be competing against the bigger apartment complexes, which I don't think is a good idea. I like to have something that's unique in the marketplace so that I can charge a premium and make more money off that. So that's how I did it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Chong, and I help business owners increase their revenue very fast. 10%, 20%, 30%, even 40% year over year is not uncommon for the clients I work with. So if you've got a business that is doing probably 3 to 5 million a year, and you want to see it grow 40% year over year, reach out to me. I do work with companies that are larger and smaller, but that's kind of my sweet spot, is the 3 to 5 million range, and help them get to 7, 10, 12 million a year. All right, thanks. Have a great day.